This is a deal the Biden administration is preparing to announce that was negotiated by the Russians. This Iran deal, if and when it is announced, will be a massive win for Vladimir Putin.
A revival of the Iran nuclear deal seems to be moving forward. Russia says it now has written assurances from the U.S. its trade with Iran will not be impacted by the sanctions of this current war in Ukraine. Joining us now to discuss is Senate Chairman of the National Iranian Congress and author of Comrade Ayatollah, Amir Fkhravar. Also joining us is Executive Director of the Iranian Americans for Liberty, Brian Lieb. Good to see both of you here, and thanks so much for coming on. Amir, I'll start with you. Your thoughts, your comments on the sound there you just heard of Senator Ted Cruz.
Senator Ted Cruz is 100% right, Sean. Russia is running the show. We are not saying that. Even the top diplomats who were part of the negotiation team of the United States State Department, they resigned from the team, Robert Mali's team, the Iran envoy, and they said it's totally run by Mikhail Ulyanov, the Russian diplomat. And it's not just today. Russia have been running Iran for last 4 decades. But right now, in this negotiation, Robert Mali has another issue too, because this deal is personal to him. In 2014, in his organization in Washington, D.C., International Crisis Group, Robert Mali, when he was not part of the government still, he prepared this deal, gave it to Iranian, and right now they are running with that show. Then he joined the State Department during Biden administration, became the Iran envoy, and Rob Mali won this deal and lets Russia to run the show.
Let me bring in Brian as well. Recently, Politico wrote an article with the headline, and I'll read it to you, the quote here. Russia may do Biden a favor by killing the Iran deal, end quote. Some Democrats and diplomats are also against this, but why, in your opinion, is the Biden administration set on this Iran nuclear deal?
Sean, good to be back with you. Listen, this JCPOA 2.0 is just a continuation of President Obama's policies. You can see that with everyone that President Biden has surrounded himself from a leadership position. And let me be clear. Any deal that President Biden decides to do with the terrorist Iranian regime is a bad deal for the American people. It's a bad deal for our allies in the region. And most importantly, Sean, it is a bad deal for the freedom and liberty-seeking Iranian people. We've got to say no to the mullahs in Tehran. Thank God there are senators like Ted Cruz and many members of Congress that are starting to voice their displeasure at this deal and speak up. Listen, Sean, when we look at the world stage right now, you have the IRGC launching ballistic missiles into Iraq. You have Russia invading Ukraine. You have China flexing on Taiwan. You have Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and throughout the region attacking Saudi Arabia. But, you know, at least the adults are back in the room, right?
We'll end it right there. Out of time with you on this. We continue to follow this developing story. Amir Fkhravar joining us, as well as Brian Lieb. Thank you so much for your time, both of you.
Thank you.